last time you were here, you were in my studio and I had just come back from eye surgery, and I have a great picture of you and me, and you were all like in solidarity holding your hands over your eyes. I have to post
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
It was years and years ago, but
yeah.
First and foremost, you've been obviously such an iconic part of Foreigner since 2005. You're legendary performing. They're calling this the farewell tour. I don't believe it. I don't want it to be true, first and foremost. So tell me it's all a lie and fake news.
I wish I could. No, it's true. And but what it means is that the live performances of this band will be remembered as strong and not something that faded away into something that it shouldn't be. That's how I see it.
You have such a strong vocal quality when you sing. It's something I admire. And first of all, when I see or hear Foreigner to this day, maybe because I've been in this industry for a while and I considered you my friends when I worked third shift. Like I was friends with Foreigner and every artist that I played. But when I hear the intros of all your songs, I still get goosebumps to this day. Literally still get goosebumps.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people have a lot of memories associated with these tunes because they've been around for a long time, and each person has their own special connection, whether it's a big or small, and I've heard so many stories over the years about that, where people got proposed to, or had weddings to, or had breakups to, or people were born and died to these songs, and it's a really wonderful thing to be a part of that.
And before we go any further, I know we don't have a lot of time, but I just wanted to ask you on a personal note, from where you spend your time and where you live, I'm just sending you good vibes and hope that you didn't run into any of those horrific stories that we saw about on the West Coast with any of your homes or flooding or anything.
No, it wasn't quite as bad in Southern California as it was in Northern California. So, and I live on a hill, so it's like a little bit easier for me. So.
Oh, okay, because I saw where you were, might be zooming in from. I just wanted to make sure that you and your friends and family were doing okay.
No, I'm okay.
All right, and you're going to come to Connecticut in September, Mohegan Sun, livenation.com. I'm going to have all the links up for that. But something cool you guys started years ago is bringing in a community element and bringing in kids and a cappella groups and sort of paying it forward. Where did this idea come from? Because I love it.
Well, we've been working with the Grammy Foundation for many years, and I'm a product of the public school music system, and unfortunately the first thing to go when they're doing budget cuts, which is happening a lot, is music and the arts, and this is our way of kind of giving back a little bit and having these choirs come and open for us. This year they used to be on stage singing with us, but this year they're going to open for us, and they're going to choose a winner, and they're going to get a prize from our partners Bose, and it's just a way of trying to help the choirs have a chance to understand what it can be like out there in the real world performing, and help the choirs out a little bit and raise awareness about the issue of the lack of funds for those programs.
People can visit foreignerchoirs.com to get more information, to register, to sign up. I'm going to have all those links with this interview as well with our Connecticut iHeartRadio stations. But something else that you do with these choirs is that you will come on stage with them. I mean, if they go nowhere else, that's a story that these people tell as they get older. Well, you know, I performed with Foreigner in my day.
Yeah, we had to change. We had to change when COVID came along. So that's why we're doing this program where they open. And the thing that we're doing this year is that more choirs can be involved. So that's giving even more notice and opportunity for even more choirs. So we're really happy about it.
Do you give them any input as to what music you want them to perform, or songs, or because I know that it's obviously Pitch Perfect, it's rock influence and such like that, but who comes up with their material?
Well, all we're saying to them is to do a classic rock performance. So they can choose whatever they want to, and that's totally up to them.
So I was doing a little fun fact searching, and I'm so excited to be talking to you because Foreigner really has shaped my life. I mean, one of my all-time favorite bands. So if I have to get cut off, just somebody let me know, please. But I'll just keep going. But you know, when you hear your music and you hear the songs and you hear all the hits, it's like 1 bazillion hits. I think that's an actual figure.
Sure.
But I don't want to put any competitive outness out there, but you have more top 10 hits than Journey. And that, as a DJ, when I looked at that information, I was like, that's so cool. Because I didn't know that. And I know I don't want to put like, I love everybody, but I'm just saying, like, I think people will be surprised. There's one hit after another with Foreigner.
Well, and for a singer, I feel really fortunate to be able to sing this catalog of songs, and it's funny because sometimes you play with a band where they have 2 hits and they have to do other stuff during their show, and everyone's waiting for those 2 songs that they know. And this band, from every song from the top of the show all the way down, everyone knows all the songs. And as a singer and as a rock tenor vocalist, when I was, 17, who would have thought that I would be able to have this catalog of songs to sing? It's really spectacular.
And I think Foreigner embodies so many different genres and so many different generations, because I feel like when I go to a Foreigner show, I see all ages, and I actually see families going together, which I think is the coolest, because my mom and I can throw up our rock fist together at a Foreigner show.
That's great. That's great.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I am seeing, especially in the last 10, 12 years, a lot of young people coming to shows and singing the lyrics. And I know they weren't just dragged here by their parents. And that's really great to see. And I think it has really a product of the fact that there's a lot of placements in movies and TVs and TV shows and commercials. And so it's really great. It's really wonderful.
So the band is touring, livenation.com. July will kick off this farewell tour. You're coming to Connecticut in September. We're promoting the choir singing on stage. I love the giving back to the community. And then as far as, some of what you all might be doing afterwards, do you think there'll ever be reoccurring projects here and there? Do you have any things that you might be working on that you could share with our audience?
Well, right now I don't have plans, because I'm going to be busy doing this for the next year and a half, 2 years. And so I really am looking forward to kind of having some time on my own for me and my wife to organize our life and set up what we're doing and where we're headed. And so that's really consuming my mental process. And so, but also I don't want to forget to mention that although the Live Nation tour, the farewell tour, officially begins on July 6th in Atlanta, we are going to be doing a residency at the Venetian in Las Vegas starting in March, from March 24th to April 8th. So people can go to Live Nation or Ticketmaster to check that out for sure.
Yeah, and I'm going to have all of those links. So everybody, if you want Foreigner, you're going to get Foreigner, and I'm going to have every link. Any link that you have will be available to all of our audience here. But
that's great.
You have to know, Connecticut, we're all huge fans here. Thank you for your music, for giving back. I do have to ask you though, when you are performing songs from whatever, point in time of Foreigner, I know what gives me goosebumps when I hear. Are there songs that still at different point in times give you goosebumps when you're singing it and have that connection with the audience?
There are many times. Every night has a different set of variables. Like, is it a big crowd, small crowd, large, small? Is it indoors, outdoors? Is it humid and warm, or is it cool and breezy? All those things kind of affect the vibe of the night. But really, for me, it's more of the overall show itself, where I can feel an emotional kind of thing that if I've had many occurrences over the years, many associated with personal events in my life that might be going on that cause me to have an emotional reaction during show, because I think what you do is you open yourself up during the show, and so you're much more able to receive energy, and sometimes it's overwhelming. It really is.
What a great opportunity to speak with you. I wish you nothing but fun, success, from Vegas to hitting the road to coming to Connecticut. Thank you for giving choirs an opportunity. Super talented, Kelly Hansen. It's just such a pleasure to chat with you. And I hope you have a wonderful time out there touring.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.